Ridgefield, Washington is the hottest new up-and-coming community here in Clark County, Washington. Today, we're diving into all the details. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm excited that you're here today because we're talking about one of my favorite cities in Clark County, Ridgefield, Washington. You've probably heard of Ridgefield because it's kind of all over the news right now. It's been ranked as one of the fastest growing and best areas to live in the country right now on many websites, and it's pretty awesome. So today I wanted to give you kind of an overview of what's happening in Ridgefield, what's going on with schools, community, housing, population, upcoming developments and things that are changing businesses, everything happening in Ridgefield right now. By the way, if you're thinking about moving to Ridgefield, Vancouver, Camas, anywhere in Clark County, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group at Real Broker, we'd love to serve you, so you should just text us, DM us, send us an email, and we do an awesome weekly email. It's called Weekend Happenings with Hannah. We give you the best 5 or 6 events happening locally in the county every week, so hop on our email list. The link for that will be down below. So first, what is Ridgefield like? Ridgefield, all things considered, right now is kind of like an up-and-coming new community. However, it's been around for a long time. It's been around for over 100 years. A lot of people don't know that because it's only recently really got on the map. If you go back and you look at the historical population data, in 2010 there were about 4,500 people that lived there. In 2020 there were about 10,000-ish, and now here we are, I'm recording this at the end of 2023, and there are over 14,000 people that live there. So you can see that the trajectory of population growth is really increasing a lot. A question I get asked a lot about Ridgefield is what kind of people live there? Are there young families? Are there retirees? I would say there's a really good mix of people that live in Ridgefield. Definitely lots of transplants though. So if you're watching this from another state, know that you're not going to be the only person there who's moved in from out of state. In fact, that's where a lot of the new residents in Ridgefield have come from. Also, fun fact, if you don't already know it, Ridgefield is where U-Haul, yes, that U-Haul was founded. Next up, let's talk about the schools in Ridgefield. Right now, Ridgefield has a very small school district. There's only 4 schools. So there's 2 elementaries, 1 middle, and 1 high school. And there's been a lot of new people moving in, so as you could understand, there are some new schools that are going to be needed. There was a bond that tried to pass recently within the last few years, and it did not pass. It failed like barely. It failed by less than 1% that was needed, and the school district owns some land to east of I-5 where they would hope to build the new elementary school, and that bond was also going to fund some of the expansion for the high school, which is needed. However, it did not pass recently, so I'm sure that one will be up for vote again, and it's just a matter of time when, you know, inevitably that vote has to pass and there's going to be more schools. As a licensed realtor, I can't give my personal opinion on schools. However, I will say that my clients that live in Ridgefield, which I've had many that have bought or sold homes there recently, they really do enjoy the district. There was a strike, I believe this last year, 2023, that lasted for a little bit. However, that was going on in multiple different districts. We hope that the next bond passes so that there can be more schools for kids. Next thing I want to talk about is the community in Ridgefield. What is the community like? I don't personally live in Ridgefield, so I can't speak from that standpoint, but I've spent a lot of time there. I love helping clients there, and I definitely get a strong sense of community, especially when there's a lot of transplants. People tend to bond together because they're all new and make friends easier. We have the historic downtown Ridgefield area, which is very cute, by the way. Definitely go check that out if you're here to visit. And they do lots of fun events down there. I think my favorite, or most notably the one that comes to mind, is like the 4th of July parade. Everyone comes out for that in downtown Ridgefield, and it's really nice. Again, there's a great mix of people in Ridgefield. You don't have to be a certain age or, you know, a certain way, religion, whatever you want to call it, to live in Ridgefield. There's retirees, there's young families, there's singles, there's couples that have no kids, there's all different religions and races, so it's a really great melting pot. If you're thinking of Ridgefield as a place for you to relocate, then you're probably thinking about, Hannah, what kind of homes are up there? What can I buy? What can I rent? What can I live in? Well, Ridgefield, even though it's an old town, is mostly new homes. So almost all of Ridgefield has been built after like 2005-ish, the recession-ish. You're going to be hard pressed to find homes older than that, you know, the 90s, the 80s. I mean, there's barely any up there. So you're looking at mostly what we would consider newer construction, on smaller lots, closer together, more open concept type homes. So those are the type of homes you're going to find in the city. However, if you go outside the city limits of Ridgefield, you will find rural property as well. You'll find more estate-like homes, or, you know, homes with a barn or a pole barn, or equestrian properties if you have a horse. I have a couple clients in Ridgefield that have horses, so that's a great place for them to live, and then they board their horse elsewhere. If you are looking for an older home on a larger lot in a neighborhood, there are a few of those neighborhoods in the city limits of Ridgefield like that. However, like I said, most of them are smaller lots because they're new construction. That brings me to my next topic, which is the price of homes in Ridgefield. What does it cost to live there currently? Well, I pulled the data today, and the median sale price for a home in Ridgefield today, fall of 2023, is $613,000. So it used to be, I would say, more affordable than the median price of Vancouver, because it was kind of up there. It was the, you know, the not as nice town to live in, but it's become actually very desirable to live in Ridgefield. So the median sales price right now is quite a bit more expensive than Vancouver at $613,000. I will say that if you want a single family home, the lowest price you're probably going to find in Ridgefield is about $500,000, and that's going to be a starter home. It's going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe 2.5 bath. It's probably going to be a 2-story stacked plan where the garage is just right over, the garage is on the bottom, and then right over top you have the 2nd story, and you usually have to walk back a couple yards to get to your front door. It's just a very cost-effective way for builders to build. And that will come in probably around $500,000 to $550,000. If you've been looking at new construction homes, first of all, reach out to us because we have extra information that you might not have and you want to have representation. But you'll see that there's a lot of new construction, like brand new, no one's ever lived in it right now, happening up in Ridgefield. Ridgefield is very open to development. They're passing things through very quickly. They seem to be a little less bureaucratic up there than like the city of Vancouver, because the bigger you get, the harder it is to pass things through and make laws and keep up with everything. But that has resulted in lots of housing going up quickly, which is good because we need it. And also, there's a lot of townhomes being built up in Ridgefield. So if you think that the attached home lifestyle is good for you, lock and leave, lower maintenance, you know, don't have a whole yard and property to take care of, just pay your HOA and they take care of the outside for you, that's another great option. Next, I wanted to talk about some of the up-and-coming neighborhoods in Ridgefield. These are neighborhoods that are not quite on the map yet. They're not quite up for sale on the MLS, searchable online, but they're ones that, as a licensed realtor, I'm aware of, and you know, I've made relationships with these builders. So one that I'm excited for is going to be Paradise Found, which is going to be north of Pioneer Street. It's kind of going to be above where a whole bunch of the neighborhoods are right now. They've been working on it for quite a while now. There's going to be, I believe, a various amount of builders there. And I know for sure New Tradition is going to be building there. So that should be opening, they were saying late 2023, but sometimes that doesn't happen. I would guess early 2024 at the latest. So that will be exciting. New Tradition is not an entry-level builder. I'd say they're more mid to higher tier. Their homes can get expensive, but they're great. They're energy efficient. So reach out if you want more details on that. And then we have Seven Wells Estates, another phase of Seven Wells Estates. That's going to be built by Pacific Lifestyle. Again, one of my favorite local / regional builders in this area. They do a wonderful job. Reach out to us if you're interested. We'll get you more details. I have a client that lives in Seven Wells right now, and it's a beautiful neighborhood. Quite a few retirees in there, I hear, and yeah, I don't know what kind of personality that next phase is going to take on, but it's in a very convenient spot. It's right where they just built a new roundabout, and if you wanted to, you could walk to like Mod Pizza and Rosar's grocery store, which is kind of cool. Another neighborhood that's actually in process right now that I wanted to include in here is Sanderling Park by Polish Homes. That one will have a community pool, which is kind of a cool feature. We don't have a lot of communities in this area of the country that have community pools, simply because you can't use them for that many months out of the year. However, if you love to swim, or maybe you have kids that want to swim, it's a great option. It is going to come with a higher HOA fee, and those lots are pretty small in my opinion, but Polish builds a nice home. They have some nice upgrades, so that is another awesome option off of Hillhurst Road. And when I was on the permit site looking for new options the other day, I saw another neighborhood, Quail Ridge. Quail, any neighborhood with the word quail in it usually means it's gonna be built or was built by Quail Homes, another local builder here. I haven't heard much about this development, and frankly, I haven't driven by it either, so I'm gonna need to get some more information. However, it will be exciting if Quail Homes is also building another neighborhood up there. And that one's gonna be pretty close to where Seven Wells Estates is. Lastly, let's talk about the up and coming developments, other things happening in the community, businesses that are coming to the community. You know, how is that gonna serve you if you were to move to Ridgefield? Well, first of all, you should go watch our Ridgefield developments video we made a couple months back. That's got a lot of good stuff in there, so go check that one out for more in-depth info. But there are so many businesses coming to Ridgefield, it's crazy. I can't believe they're doing this much construction in such a short amount of time. The one that everyone's talking about is Costco. Everyone loves Costco, and it's gonna be right off of I-5. So that will be our third Costco in Clark County, which is very, very exciting, especially for those North County folks. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And that whole development right there is called Union Ridge Town Center. It's gonna have a ton of stuff. You know, there's gonna be people that lease in there. We don't even know what businesses are gonna come in yet. I know there's gonna be a Les Schwab. We already talked about Costco. Ridgefield is also getting a YMCA, great for kids, great spot to hang out, great safe place. And we had a development that just finished recently right across from Rosar's. It was an expansion of that area, and there's lots of great local businesses in there. We've got Arctana, which is a boutique store for women, and gift shop, which is wonderful. And we have Beverage, which is a local restaurant. We have a new gym. We've got other new things coming in. So it's really, really all great. Well, those are the 7 big things I wanted to share with you about Ridgefield, Washington. I hope it's super helpful. If you want to see more of what the community is like in Ridgefield or Clark County, you should get our Weekend Happenings with Hannah email list. We will leave the link down below. We love sending you those emails, so please sign up, and we can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for watching.